My dear, there was a time in my life when every single morning began with a quiet prayer. I would open my eyes and whisper to God, asking Him to help me meet my soulmate. It was a longing that ran deep within me, an ache I couldn't quite explain. I remember how I used to look around and see people happily living their lives with their partners, walking hand in hand, laughing, supporting one another, building futures together. Every sight of their joy stirred something in me, something tender, something painful. I felt left behind, and slowly that longing turned into sadness. I began to wonder why I was being made to wait when so many around me already had what I dreamed of. Even people younger than me seemed to be finding love effortlessly, and that only deepened my questions. Was I doing something wrong? Was I not deserving? I couldn't help but ask God, again and again, why my path seemed so lonely. Eventually, those questions turned into doubts. I started to believe that maybe love simply wasn't meant for me. Maybe it just wasn't in my fate. As the days passed, I found myself pulling away from the idea of love altogether. I began telling others, and even myself, that I didn't need love, that I was fine without it. I convinced myself that I didn't need attachments, that solitude was enough. I stopped opening up to people, became more reserved, more detached. I chose to stay in my own world, avoiding gatherings and conversations where love and relationships were the topic. But deep down, I was hurting. Everywhere I went, it felt like couples surrounded me. I would sit in cafes, parks, or even at social events, and feel out of place, as though I was just an observer in a world made for two. I felt like I didn't belong. Then, one day, something unusual happened. I was sitting alone on a quiet beach, watching the sun dip slowly below the horizon. The sky was painted in soft hues of orange and pink, and there was a stillness in the air that mirrored my heart. I was lost in thought, reflecting on what the universe possibly had in store for me. That's when a stranger came and sat near me. I didn't know them, but there was something extraordinary about their presence, something calming, almost spiritual. They carried themselves with quiet wisdom and an aura that felt powerful, kind, and reassuring. We didn't exchange many words at first, but then they looked at me and said something I'll never forget. Sometimes the best things in life take time to arrive. But when they do, they're worth every second of the wait. They told me not to worry so much, that everything was unfolding just as it should. And they were right. Because when I met you, everything changed. Suddenly, it all made sense. Every tear I had shed, every moment I had felt alone, every unanswered prayer, it was all leading me to you. You were worth the wait. For you, my love, I would wait 1,000 lifetimes. God may have made me wait a little longer than I wanted, but in return, He gave me the best gift I could have ever hoped for, you. You are kind, compassionate, warm-hearted, and overflowing with love. Your presence brings light into my life. With just a smile, you erased years of pain and loneliness. With your love, you filled the empty spaces in my heart. Now, I understand that everything happened exactly the way it needed to. The waiting, the pain, the solitude, it was preparing me for something extraordinary. It was preparing me for you. I feel so blessed to have you by my side. Thank you, my love, for choosing me. Thank you for seeing me, for understanding me, and for accepting me just as I am. You never asked me to change, instead, you held my hand and helped me grow. You healed wounds I didn't even know I still carried. You have made me a better person, just by being you. I am honored, truly honored, to call you mine. And I pray that in every lifetime to come, God brings us back together. I hope He makes me yours again and again, because I can't imagine my soul being at peace with anyone else. You are perfect for me in every possible way. Your flaws, your quirks, your laughter, your silence, everything about you feels like home. You are, without a doubt, the best thing that has ever happened to me. So thank you, my sweetheart. Thank you for walking into my life and filling it with love, joy, and meaning. Thank you for showing me what it feels like to be truly loved. I will cherish you always, with all that I am and all that I have. My heart belongs to you, now and forever. I got married when I was very young, full of hopes and dreams like most young girls. I believed in love, in forever, and in building a life with someone. But reality turned out to be very different. After just a few years, my husband left me for another woman, someone he thought was prettier, richer, and, in his eyes, better than me. I had never considered myself beautiful, but after that betrayal, I felt completely worthless. Every time I looked in the mirror, all I could see were my flaws. My self-esteem crumbled. I began to question everything about myself, my looks, my worth, my value as a human being. Before the divorce, I was a housewife. My life revolved around home and my husband. When he walked away, he didn't just leave the relationship, he left behind a hollow version of me, someone terrified and uncertain about what lay ahead. I didn't know what to do or where to begin. I felt paralyzed, consumed by fear, and drowning in hopelessness. The pain was so intense that I withdrew from everyone. I didn't want to talk. I cried myself to sleep every night, overwhelmed by loneliness and a deep sense of rejection. Depression gripped me tightly. I kept wishing for someone, anyone, to show me a way forward. I knew, somewhere deep inside, that I had to take control of my life. But how? Where would I even start? Then, life threw me an unexpected lifeline. One day, I ran into a childhood friend, someone I had studied with in high school but lost touch with over the years. He had heard about my divorce and knew I was looking for a job. I had always enjoyed stitching and designing clothes, even if I never pursued it professionally. Coincidentally, he was working in the fashion industry and offered me a job to stitch clothes for his small company. I was hesitant and afraid. I hadn't worked a single day outside my home before, and I doubted myself immensely. But he reassured me. He told me to try it for a few days and see how it felt. If I didn't like it, I could leave, no pressure. With trembling hands and a nervous heart, I stepped into that office. It was a small business, but the people were warm and welcoming. The atmosphere felt safe, almost comforting. Slowly, I started settling in. He would often stop by to compliment me on my work, my dress, even my appearance. But I couldn't believe him. I assumed he was being kind out of pity. After all, I was the woman whose husband left her because she wasn't good enough. That thought haunted me. My ex had made sure I knew how replaceable I was. He often told me he deserved someone better, more attractive, more accomplished. But then, something began to shift. The clothes I stitched started receiving appreciation, not just from him but from my coworkers too. They admired my creativity and often asked for my input. For the first time in a long while, I felt like I was good at something. A little spark lit up inside me. Maybe I wasn't as worthless as I thought. One day, over coffee, my friend looked me in the eyes and asked why I didn't believe in myself. He told me I was talented, beautiful, and kind. His words shook me. I broke down and told him everything, the cruel words, the rejection, the way my ex had crushed my confidence. It felt strange but liberating to say those things out loud. Until then, I had bottled it all up, pretending to be fine. Speaking about it felt like finally setting a heavy burden down. I felt lighter, freer. We started spending more time together. Slowly, I began to believe him. When he told me I looked beautiful, I didn't shrug it off. I started noticing the good things in myself, my creativity, my resilience, my kindness. I was healing, not just on the outside but deep within. My tears were replaced by laughter. I stopped dreading the mornings and began waking up with a sense of purpose. I looked forward to work, to designing new pieces, and to sharing them with him. His praise no longer felt like pity, it felt genuine, and it uplifted me. He motivated me constantly. He pushed me to try new things, think creatively, and go beyond what I thought I was capable of. He saw something in me that I had forgotten existed. He helped me reclaim my identity, my independence, my joy. He was, in every sense, an angel in disguise. Then one afternoon during lunch, he confessed that he had a crush on me back in high school, and that those feelings had returned. I felt a warmth bloom in my chest. I had started liking him too, more than I had realized. But when he asked me to be his girlfriend, fear took over. I panicked. My past had left deep scars. The idea of entering another relationship terrified me. I told him I wasn't ready, and he understood completely. He didn't push me. Instead, he said we could stay friends and that he would wait, for however long it took. Even if I never asked, he would still be there. That moment solidified my trust in him. We continued as friends, but our bond grew stronger. I kept healing. I started to believe that I deserved love and happiness. He showed me that I had given too much control to someone who never valued me, and in doing so, I had lost myself. But with time, I became stronger, more confident, and more self-aware. A year after his confession, I finally proposed to him. He was overjoyed. I told him, however, that I wasn't ready for marriage and might never be. He smiled and said that was fine. He just wanted to be with me, no matter the label. Now, a couple of years have passed, and life feels like a dream I never thought I'd get to live. I still carry a few fears, scars from my past don't fade overnight, but overall, I am thriving. He continues to make me feel like the most beautiful woman in the world. He cheers me on, supports my dreams, and gently scolds me when I speak poorly about myself. He is my rock, my biggest cheerleader, and the love I never knew I deserved. Sometimes I wonder, what if he had told me how he felt back in school? Would life have turned out differently? Maybe. But maybe not. I believe everything happens for a reason and at the right time. God must have known that I needed to go through my journey to truly value this second chance. He never brought up marriage again, respecting my space and choices. But now, I feel ready. I've grown into someone who can love and be loved fully. I'm planning to propose to him on the night of our second anniversary, just a few days from now. I hope he says yes. I'm confident that this time, it will be different. I believe in the life we will build together. He has given me new hope and renewed strength. He is the wind beneath my wings. I love him deeply and thank God every day for blessing me with this beautiful second chance.